Think you know your geography? Well, think again. In this video, we are going to reveal 20 geography facts that most people mistake for facts. These surprising revelations will definitely amaze you with incredible knowledge. Let's dive right in. 20. Finland is part of Scandinavia. While Finland often gets lumped in with its neighbors like Denmark, Norway, or Sweden, it's technically not part of Scandinavia. The Scandinavian peninsula covers these countries, but poor Finland right next door doesn't quite cut. But this beautiful country is part of the Nordic countries, which also includes Iceland and the Faroe Islands. These countries are rich in culture and share historical bonds. You should plan a visit here, though. 19. Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth year-round. Antarctica has indeed faced some extremely cold temperatures to as much as a bone-chilling 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is being recorded as the lowest temperature on Earth. But the temperatures are constantly changing across the continent and throughout the year. Interestingly, some places outside Antarctica, like northeastern Siberia, experience extraordinarily low temperatures as well. This shows that while Antarctica is generally the coldest place on Earth, specific locations elsewhere can sometimes rival its icy conditions. 18. The Amazon River flows through only Brazil. The Amazon River winds its way through Peru and Colombia before emptying into the Atlantic Ocean, and with this, we debunk this myth. As the river crosses the borders, it gathers strength and volume. It then originates high in the Andes Mountains of Peru. It extends far beyond Brazil, shaping the environments and cultures of multiple South American countries. 17. The Mediterranean Sea is the largest. The Mediterranean Sea is a pretty big puddle with a vast body of water, covering about 2.5 million square kilometers. But the title of being the largest better suits the Philippine Sea, which spans an impressive 5.7 million square kilometers. That's like comparing the large pizza to an extra large one with all the toppings. Just kidding. 16. The tropics are always hot. Well, this is not entirely true. Before we debunk the misconception, I think you must know what the tropics are. They are defined as the region that comes between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This is not wrong to say that they experience extremely high temperatures and humidity, but they also include cooler high-altitude areas. For example, the Andes Mountains in South America or the highlands of Kenya and Ethiopia can get downright chilly. Imagine needing a sweater in the tropics. How crazy is that? 15. Daylight saving time is observed in all states. It is often believed daylight saving time is found in every U.S. state. This is, however, false. States are not required to switch those clocks back and forth. Although the Navajo tribal territories in Arizona observe daylight saving time, Hawaii and Arizona do not. 14. The Gobi Desert is all sand dunes. Many imagine the Gobi Desert as entirely made up of sand, but that's not quite accurate. It is filled with lots of bare rocks and gravel. You can picture a landscape that's more rocky than sandy now. In winter, temperatures can plummet to well below freezing. This makes it a harsh environment for both wildlife and adventurers. So, if you're planning a trip there, don't expect to be rolling down dunes all day. 13. All African countries have the same climate. The climate of Africa is incredibly diverse. If we have a look at the northern side, we have got the Sahara Desert. The temperature here is as hot as boiling oil. Meanwhile, if you head south, you will hit the lush. Want to experience the real-life jungle experience? Visit to the rainforests of the Congo Basin. You guys will love it. But this is not over yet. If we go towards the eastern highlands of Ethiopia, the temperatures can get quite cool. Pleasant breezes and snowy days are also part of the African countries. 12. The South Pole is warmer than the North Pole. Due to the altitude and geography, the South Pole is much colder rather than warmer. It sits on the Antarctic Plateau, and that is about 9,000 feet above sea level. If we shift our focus towards the North Pole, it floats on the Arctic Ocean, and that is the main reason for it being warmer. The average annual temperature at the South Pole is around minus 49 degrees Celsius or minus 56 degrees Fahrenheit, while the North Pole's average is a slightly less frigid minus 29 degrees Celsius or minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. 11. The Rocky Mountains are the longest mountain range in the U.S. Hold your hiking boots, folks. The Rocky Mountains are surely impressive and stretch from Canada to New Mexico, but the Appalachian Mountains are the longest continuous range in the United States. They run over 1,500 miles from Alabama to Newfoundland. Here, they beat the Rocky Mountains, so if you are planning a long hike, the Appalachian Trail must be your selected choice. 10. Mount Etna is the tallest volcano in Europe. Coming towards the number 10th on our list, well, most of you have probably heard of this fact before. They say that Mount Etna is the tallest active volcano in Europe, towering at about 3,357 meters. It is also known for its eruptions, but it's not the tallest overall. That honor goes to Mount Elbrus, which is at a majestic 5,642 meters and is located in the Caucasus Mountains in Russia and hasn't erupted in a long time. 9. The United States has no rainforests. Many people think the United States has no rainforest, but that's far from true. The US is home to temperate rainforests, primarily located in the Pacific Northwest. These lush green forests stretch from Northern California up through Oregon and Washington, and even into Alaska. The Hoh Rainforest in Washington's Olympic National Park is a prime example, with its dense canopy, moss-covered trees, and a climate that has high rainfall year-round. 8. Australia has no active volcanoes. While it's true that mainland Australia hasn't seen volcanic activity for thousands of years, Australia does have some active volcanoes in its offshore territories. Heard Island, located in the Southern Ocean, is home to Big Ben, an active volcano that occasionally erupts. So, while you won't find lava flows on the mainland, Australia isn't completely free of volcanic activity. 7. The Amazon rainforest is the only rainforest in South America. Think the Amazon is the only rainforest in South America? No, guys. While the Amazon is undoubtedly the largest and most famous, South America is home to several other significant rainforests. Colombia's Chaco region and Venezuela's Orinoco Delta are lush, biodiverse rainforests teeming with unique flora and fauna. These regions are just as crucial to the continent's ecosystem, proving that the Amazon isn't the only green giant on the block. 6. Canada has no deserts. Canada has no deserts? Wait, what? While Canada might not have vast, sandy expanses like the Sahara, it does have its unique desert regions. The most well-known is the Okanagan Desert in British Columbia. It is technically a semi-arid region, but is often referred to as a desert due to its dry conditions and desert-like flora and fauna. Additionally, the Carcross Desert in Yukon and the Great Sand Hills in Saskatchewan also exhibit desert-like characteristics. 5. The Sahara Desert is the hottest place on Earth. It's a common misconception that the Sahara Desert holds the title of the hottest place on Earth. While the Sahara is undeniably hot, it's Death Valley in California that holds the record for the highest temperature ever recorded on Earth, which was a blistering 134 degrees Fahrenheit or 56.7 degrees Celsius in 1913. Other regions have also recorded surface temperatures higher than those typically found in the Sahara. So, while the Sahara is one of the hottest places, it's not the absolute hottest. 4. New Zealand is near Australia. Many believe New Zealand is just a short hop away from Australia, but in reality, they're separated by over 2,165 kilometers, about 1,345 miles of ocean. It's huge. This distance means it takes several hours to fly between the two countries. Despite their geographical proximity, the journey between Australia and New Zealand is a significant one, with plenty of ocean in between. So, while they are close neighbors on the world map, they're not exactly next door. 3. All European countries use the euro. While the euro is the star of the show in 20 out of the 27 EU countries, not everyone is on board. Countries like the UK, before they took the Brexit exit, the UK used the pound before Brexit, and Denmark has an opt-out allowing them to keep their krone. Sweden, meanwhile, is still holding on to its kroner and hasn't adopted the euro yet. Who knew money could be so diverse? 2. The Panama Canal runs east to west. Well, grab your compass, because it's a bit more twisty. The canal runs northwest to southeast. Ships entering from the Atlantic side head southwest and pop out on the Pacific side heading northeast. It's a neat geographical twist that often catches people off guard. Who knew a canal could keep us on our toes? 1. Africa has the most countries on any continent. It's a common misconception that Africa has the most countries in the world, but guess what? This one is true. Africa has 56 recognized sovereign states, more than any other continent. 54 of them are member states of the United Nations. Each country has its own unique culture, languages, and landscapes. From the bustling markets of Nigeria to the serene beaches of Seychelles, Africa's diversity is unmatched. This continent is like a colorful patchwork quilt, where no two patches are the same. Pretty impressive, right? With this, we've come to the end of our video. Which one of these geography myths did you already know was false? I hope you loved this video, and here's another one you are probably gonna love. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next of Earth Basics.